etwas über Hauptbahnhofschleusenbetrieb. Kinder, die nach Süden fahren, so wie wir, werden sowohl in der rechten als auch in der linken Kammer etwa 60 cm, 60, 70 cm, sodass sich das hier nicht sehr gravierend auf die Höhe des Schleusenmeeresniveau. Dieser Latonsee ist übrigens künstlich aufgestaut worden und das Wasser, was die Schleusen jeweils sind, sodass man die Leichen in Essigfässer gepackt hat und nach Europa geschifft hat und mit dem Ingenieur Gustav Eiffel einen Vertrag zu einem neuen Schleusenkanal geschlossen. Dann ist die Kammer leer und das Schleusentor vor uns öffnet. In die rechte Kammer eingezogen zu werden. Auch das Schiff hat die maximale Breite von etwa 32 Metern und die Linienschleuse wird abgelassen in die Kammer, in der wir jetzt sind. Und darüber schwimmen wir auf und haben dann bis dato, bis zum Jahre 2000, das heißt bis zum 31. Dezember.
Is it Brian?
Yeah. I think you're moving more than I'm moving. Camera's moving. I'm just fine here, mate.
Oh, you're just fine here, mate. Oh. How are you going there, Donna?
Oh, I'm doing good.
You're going, gone. Stunning.
Sure.
Oh.
Hi, John.
We are at the Capilano Suspension Bridge in Canada.
I think I used to think we were separate from nature. I don't think that way anymore. I realize how big our impact is on the world. And it reminds me to live my life in a way that is gentle with nature and the environment. One of my goals in life is to have a little mud house on an island, and that's where I want to retire. I want to have a very small footprint on the world because we have such a massive impact that I think one person needs to do everything they can to lighten that load. So I look for that everywhere that I live. The West Coast, I think, will always be home to me. Just being close to the ocean. I didn't grow up with ocean, but now that I've had it in my life, I feel like I can't go very far. It's just part of who I am. I grew up on a farm, and we had an 80-acre property that was explored on a regular basis. We went out in the bush all the time as kids, and I used to collect leaves. That was one of my favorite things. So I'd come in with all these different colored leaves, especially in the fall, and my mom would help me press them. My mom and dad loved animals, and they kept chickens and sheep, mostly. My mom worked at a tree nursery, and my dad worked at the national park for a number of years. So they both had jobs off the farm as well. It wasn't our primary source of income, but it was where we got our food. My grandparents had cows that they'd milk, and we made cream, to turn cream into butter together, and did those things when I was growing up because they didn't have electricity. They just lived off of their farm. And so I had to look into that lifestyle. They didn't have running water, they didn't have electricity, but they did milk their cows and make their own butter and all of that kind of stuff. So I was exposed to that from a young age. Very wholesome way to grow up in many ways. This is just one of my favorite cob structures near my home in Kitsilano, and it's a perfect example of just a really beautifully done natural building in the city. They've got a really solid, tall foundation on the bottom to avoid any damage with water. They've also got a really nice big overhanging roof here to help keep the water off the walls, because water will damage a cob structure. But what I love the most is the green roof. And I also love the art. When you look at these beautiful windows, all the little seashells they put in there, bottles, everyone's added their own little touch to this building, which has truly made it a piece of art for me. It's a very smooth brown coat on the outside, which is basically a finer version of cob. Many hands made light work, I'm sure. Sand, straw, and clay is what this structure is made out of. All natural ingredients, non-toxic, non-harmful to humans or anything else, wildlife, the environment. If this structure falls down, it will again be part of the earth. So that beautiful building is a lot of work, but this is indeed my dream. I would love to live in a cob structure similar to this one day. It's funny, the whole part of me becoming a tour guide has everything to do with the forest. I was out hiking one day thinking, how can I match my personal life and the things I would love to do with my work life? And then it just dawned on me, surely people go on hiking tours. Surely people are doing this. There must be guides for this type of thing. And I found a company that did camping tours, and that's how I got started. I love that. That's amazing. How something old became new again. People tell me all the time they wouldn't want my job. Mindy, I couldn't do your job. You're looking after 40 people for 17 days. I don't understand how you do that. But I don't understand how you do that day in and day out for 300 days a year. Like, to have a regular job. For me, it's like a trip. I can put all of my energy into that because it's only 17 days and I want to give my travelers the best experience I possibly can. So I just pour my heart right into it. I want people to have a true experience of what it is to be Canadian, to be in Canada. I want them to see the most beautiful things I can show them. I also want them to understand our culture here and how we differ from the United States, because I think a lot of people put us in the same egg basket. But in reality, it isn't at all the same as the United States when you cross the border to come up north. People are quite different, so it's a very different feel, and I think people go away with that.